most exciting thing I've seen in years, right on. And Art is the guy who actually really is insecure, so he needs a lot of support.
Thanks, Jack. We all know data is important, but it's not as important as the answers it provides or the stories that it tells. Insights is a new experience we're adding to ArcGIS for exploratory and interactive analysis using maps, charts, and tables in a very easy-to-use, fast, and intuitive environment. Let's focus a little bit on crime data, specifically residential burglaries in the city of Philadelphia. Residents have reported that crime is actually up in the northern part of the city. However, our data tells us that burglaries are down this year. Let's ask Linda, a resident analyst, to dig into this problem a little bit deeper with Insights. Linda?
With Insights, we're introducing the concepts of workbook, pages, and cards. When you import your data, it's automatically defined as to the type of data that is. Hello? That determines the functionality of your data, but it can easily be changed. You visualize your data on the cards as either tables, charts, or maps. The legend allows you to interact directly with your data. You'll also notice that between the visualizations, everything else interacts. It's often through this interactivity that we can start to get new discoveries from our data. But let's get back to the question I was posed on the residential burglars in Philadelphia. Let's explore to see if it's changes over time that's led to that discrepancy between what the public are reporting and what we're seeing from the overall statistics. As I drag my data, which is a temporal data, into a chart, it immediately gives me a timeline. Now we can see that in both years, the crime decreased just after February and then increased in the summer months, but the increase was significantly less in 2015. With the interactivity, you can see as I click along the line that the points are changing. But perhaps because I have so many points in this data set, it's easier seen if I actually change the map type. Now you see, as I click along the patterns, I'm seeing that spatial, temporal changes in my data set. But we're not seeing a lot of changes across this, so clearly time isn't the thing that's explaining why we're having increased burglaries. So I'm going to start a new page and start a new analysis. Whenever we turn to any page, we can always add new data. So I'm going to add in some data that shows the districts. And then I want to aggregate those points to each one of my police districts so that I can study the more localized patterns of crime rather than the overall statistics. I'm going to select out just 2014. So I'm going to do a filter. And now, in order to do my spatial aggregation, I just need to drag my layer into the card and drop it. How easy have we made that? We always have an undo button, so I can do it again. To do your polygon overlay is as simple as overlaying your polygon. Throughout your analysis, we report statistics so that these visualizations are actually turned into answers to help you interpret it. So we can see, by clicking on any point, we can see the value, we can see it compared to the mean, so we can pick out those higher areas. And throughout the analysis, I also have the overall statistics reported to me on the back of the card. Any results that we have from any spatial analysis are of course returned, and I can then aggregate those, I can then visualize those. So if I want to see the total number of crimes by each district, I just drag that information into my card. I can always change the type of chart that I'm seeing at any time. If I repeat that analysis for both 2014 and 2015, you'll see by looking at the maps side by side together with the charts, we can immediately pick out the patterns. We can see that District 15 always has the highest number of crimes in both years. But here's the interesting